Hey netizens, Srirag here, welcoming you all to Digi Mastery Labs. We will continue with our absolute beginner course in Unity Visual Scripting by creating this game. So let us begin. In part 3 of the series, we will talk about the Unity Cinemachine package for creating our camera behavior. And then, we will create a countdown timer functionality. Let us start by creating our camera movement. Make sure your main camera is pointing at the z-axis. If it is not pointing at the z-axis, rotate and point it to the z-axis. For the camera behavior, we will be using the Cinemachine package. Cinemachine is a set of camera tools provided by Unity for creating high-quality camera behaviors in a project. One can create sophisticated camera controls without coding using this Cinemachine package. To install the Cinemachine package, navigate to the main menu, open the Package Manager from the Windows section, search for Cinemachine. Install the package. Once the package is installed, select our main camera from the hierarchy. Adjust the main camera transform so that the player ball is visible properly. You can copy the transform values from my project if required. Select the main camera again. Navigate to the Game Object section and select the option Align View to Selected. Your scene viewport should look somewhat similar to mine. Now, navigate to the Game Object section in the main menu. Select Cinemachine and choose the 2D camera option. Name it Camera Motor. Select the camera motor from the hierarchy. You can notice from the inspector that various camera settings are available for the Cinemachine component that we added. For this course, we will consider only the most important settings that are required for our game. We need a follow camera mechanics. For this, locate the Cinemachine virtual camera component. Drag and drop our player ball game object to the follow section. Cinemachine allows various camera behaviors. This is determined by the body section. You can select various options from the drop-down like third-person follow, tracked dolly, or hard lock camera. Make sure that the body is set to framing transposer. This will allow the camera to track our player ball game object smoothly as in a side-scroller game. The tracked object offset option should be set to 0 on all the axes. Change the camera distance to a value of 30. This allows the camera to maintain a distance of the mentioned value from the tracked game object. All the other settings should remain the same. Save your scene. Now, click on the play button. Use arrow keys or the WASD keys to move the player ball. You can notice that the camera follows the player ball smoothly. Now, it is time for us to create a countdown timer and display it on the screen. Let us start by creating a player UI canvas. Navigate to the hierarchy window. Click on the plus icon. From the UI section, select Canvas. Name it Player UI. Click on the 2D View button on the Scene window. This will allow us to work in the 2D model for UI. Select the Player UI canvas. Locate the Canvas Scaler component from the inspector. Change the UI scale mode to the Scale with Screen Size option. This makes our UI responsive and will scale per the screen size in which we are working. Give a reference resolution of 2K, that is 2048 into 1080p. Screen match mode needs to be set to match width or height. This will keep the aspect ratio of width and height equal. The match section should be set to width. Leave reference pixels at 100. Select the Player UI canvas again. Right-click and add a text game object from the UI section. Name it Timer. Click on the Anchor presets under the Rect Transform component. Hold Shift plus Alt keys and select the top center option. Set the width to 250 and height to 150. In the text box, add a placeholder value of 100. Change the font style to bold. Set the value of the font size to 120. Align the text to the center. Check the Align by Geometry option. Change the vertical overflow to overflow. Uncheck the Best Fit option. Add color of your choice. Save your scene. Now, select the Player UI canvas game object. Add a script machine component. Add a new graph. Name it Player UI. Open the graph. Create a new object variable called timer text. Change the type to text. Drag and drop the timer text game object from the hierarchy to the value field. Now, we have a reference to our UI timer text in our visual scripting graph. Now, we need to add a variable to register our timer value. We can use a scene variable for this purpose. Create a new scene variable called timer value. Set the type to float. We will give an initial value of 20 for now. This will represent the total seconds available while starting our scene. We will have to write a logic to reduce a value of 1 from the timer value during each second. This logic should run till the timer value becomes 0. We need to use the update event for this purpose. We will start by creating a condition to check if the current timer value available is greater than 0. Drag and drop the timer value to the graph. From the update event, add an if condition unit. Drag out from the conditions section and choose the greater than unit. Add our timer value to the input A. Input B will remain 0. Now, we will set the timer value to the UI text if our condition check is true. Drag and drop the timer value again to the graph. We will subtract it with the delta time. Right-click and type in delta time. Select the Get Delta Time option. Drag out from the delta time unit. Add the subtract option. connect the timer value to input A and connect the delta time to the input B. Hold the Alt key and drag the timer value to the graph. This will allow us to set the variable. Connect the control flow to the if unit. Now, connect the new value field to the subtract output. The next step is to set the timer text with the above value. Add the timer text variable to the graph. Drag out from the timer text. Type in set text. Select the text set text option. Now, we will have to convert our timer value to a string so that we can add it to the set text unit. The set text only takes a string value and our timer value type is float. Add the timer value to the graph again. Drag out and type in float to int. This is required to remove any decimal values. Drag out again and type in toString. Select the integer to toString option. Connect the result to the input of the set text unit. Connect the set text unit to the control flow of the set timer unit. Now, we will group this entire unit and give it a name. Hold Control key. Now, drag and select the entire unit using the left mouse button. Name the group as Countdown Timer. Give the grouping a color of your choice. Play the scene now. You will notice that the countdown timer functionality is working as expected. There is a small adjustment that we need to make. When you enter the play mode, there is a loss of 1 second in the beginning and the timer runs till -1. Open our graph again. Set the B value in the greater than unit to 1 and also add 1 to our timer value. That is, change it from 20 to 21. Now if you play the game again, you will notice that the timer starts from 20 seconds and stops at 0. Perfect. By this, we have completed the third part of our project. So to conclude, we created a camera movement functionality using the Cinemachine component. We created a countdown timer logic using the visual scripting graph. In part 4 of the series, we will create the win and lose conditions for our game. Thank you for watching this video. Please do like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to our channel and support our initiative. More such contents will be made available in the future. Thanks again.